ass cat. No one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And Jesus. Wow. I am so excited, you guys. I missed you guys so much. I don't even know how to explain it. And I'm not saying this because I have to, obviously. I'm saying it just because, like, me being in the studio, this is like my comfort zone. I used to always, and I know that this sounds insane, right? I used to always just want to travel. That's all I wanted to do. And now when I travel for work, it's like it's weird because I get like oddly, it's not that I get depressed. I just get like out of my flow. And I have like a system. I'm one of those people that I know like every morning I'm going to get my 4 shots of espresso. Then after that, I'm going to go to Publix and I'm going to get hot and spicy popcorn chicken. I'm going to open 2 soda waters, 1 bottle of water. Then I'm going to start recording. But after I'm done recording, I'm going to ride the bike for an hour. Like I have a system. So when I travel, it throws me off my system. And also part of my system now has become Ashley from Taste of Reality. And she's a key part of the system. So I missed her so much, guys. I hope you guys had a beautiful weekend, and I hope you guys are excited for Halloween. In the meantime, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's welcome Ashley. Hello.
Hello. You can call me the slutty pumpkin today.
Not the slutty pumpkin.
Oh, she's a slutty pumpkin, babe.
Huh.
It's always Halloween for me. And since I won't see you on Thursday, I felt a need to go ahead and get into one of my many characters because I'm a Halloween girly.
You can call me the Grim Reaper.
I love that for you. Like, I wish we could go trick-or-treating together as a slutty pumpkin and the Grim Reaper.
I honestly, why do I feel like it would be so much fun to go trick-or-treating with you? I hate trick-or-treating.
Really?
I mean, I haven't done it, to be honest with you, probably in like 20 years, 25
well, yeah, because
years.
you're a 30-year-old man. That's fair.
Right. Right. But I think the last time I went trick-or-treating was when I was like 8 or 9. I mean, and this sounds so fucked up and morbid, you guys. I don't even mean for it to sound morbid and fucked up. My grandmother used to be like the queen of Halloween. She would do all of these things, and she died on Halloween. So on Halloween, it became like this big, sad festivity, and then it just kind of lingered throughout. So thanks, Grandma. She's the one who ruined this all for all of us. But
sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Grandma. But to be fair, she was trying to. My grandfather's birthday is November 1st, and he passed before her. And I get it. The woman was just racing to be up there with him for his birthday, and that was the point. So we get it. She wasn't being selfish. We're being selfish. That's all. You know,
I feel that. You know,
Yeah.
I love that you can respect your grandma. The position she was in, the timeline might not have worked for you, but it's what she was working with.
Yeah. She was like, actually, if anybody would have met her, she was more like, here's the middle finger and like, you guys, I'm out. So she just did the damn thing. But
I love that energy.
Yeah. Speaking of all things, by the way, before we get into this and the topics, hi, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. I haven't seen you in like a week, I think. I mean, we chat here and there, but like I'm used to seeing you.
I know. How have you been?
I mean, good. I mean, I thrive in Halloween era. Like October's the greatest month of the year for me. Vegas is finally under 100 degrees. So that's a win. We literally stopped hitting 100 degrees like last week.
So if it's 100 degrees at like all times where you live, then I feel like you have no choice but to be slutty, whatever costume you're doing, because like you're not covering up. Like it's hot.
It's so hot here, even on Halloween. It's better by the time the end of October rolls around, but it's still not great. You can wear a slutty costume without a jacket and be good.
You know, when I first met Jason, I didn't know, because again, I hate dressing up, and I'm just like such a Scrooge with it. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I love Christmas. It's my holiday.
It's okay. We're all different.
We're all different. That's okay. I really love celebrating the people who do love Halloween and stuff, because the people who commit, like a Heidi Klum, oh my God, like I live for this shit. I live like to see it and watch it. I'm never going to be that, but I dressed up as Risky Business one year because I didn't have a costume, and I was running around Halloween. Now in retrospect, looking back, I met Jason and I was like, I'm one of those tame guys. Like, I'm not one of these like slutty gays that is going to run around and do things. And then I didn't have a costume, and somebody said, you need to be risky business, and showed me a photo of Tom Cruise with this big white button up and underwear and long socks. And I said, oh, I can do that. So I ran around West Hollywood and I went to go meet up with Jason. And I showed up at a restaurant in my underwear and this shirt. And he's like, what is that? And I
You're
said,
not a slutty gay, are you? Huh?
it's a risky business. And he's like, right. Everyone's like, this is, what are you doing? And I was like, oh no, this didn't land. It didn't land. I didn't land the plane on this. I'm Teddy Mellencamp now. I didn't land. Okay, got it.
Not
Got
Teddy
it.
Mellencamp. We're not going to Teddy Mellencamp you for that.
Yeah.
That is not
well,
worthy of a Teddy Mellencamping.
I appreciate that.
No
Actually, because
problem.
nobody ever wants to be Teddy Mellencamp. But
Well,
you know what?
is Mellencamp code for hate crime now? We don't want to Mellencamp you.
Can I just say really quick, the other Mellencamps live so close to me in Hilton Head.
Oh wow.
And so we live here in Charleston. I think right now we're talking about going back. Just because like an island life, guys, if you ever move to like an island or whatever, even like in America, and I'm not saying like St. Thomas or something like that, my God, that would be my dream. But it's just, there's something about like the small town of it and being able to go to like the water and a peacefulness. And I found out that I lived right next to the Mellencamps, but they live on an island that's parallel to ours called Defusky Island. And on Defusky Island, you have to take a boat. They have no grocery stores, no restaurants, and you're not allowed to have cars on the island. So you can only have golf carts.
Oh,
that's where her family lives, is Defusky Island.
Okay, terrible name. Defusky is the worst island name imaginable. But
that's what you got from that?
I love it. I love Defusky. I'd love to visit Defusky. I love the island life. For instance, a few months ago when Bethany Frankel was doing the whole chicken salad war and had that literal hissy fit inside of the it wasn't the Berkshires, it was the Hamptons, I think, that grocer where it's that super, super small, independent, like retail sales grocery store, basically. And I was like, that's what I want to live by. I want that to be my grocery. I want to spend $25 on a little tiny thing of tuna salad, and that would be my life.
Yeah. Yeah. One day.
One day.
Yeah, all of you other pretentious bitches can go to Air One or whatever, but that's okay. You can spend your $30 on your what is it? A smoothie? Isn't
it's a smoothie?
They have a $30 smoothie, don't they?
It's 18 to 22. I only know that because I went every day of my last trip because I was just obsessed with the whole experience, and it's ridiculous to pay $20 for a smoothie.
I think
it's insane.
I honestly, I'm not even joking. I went in there one time with my friend when I went to go for the Vanderpump Rules premiere party. And I was in LA and my friend was like, you have to try one of these smoothies. And she treated me to a smoothie, which was really sweet. But I had the worst headache that day from travel and just being exhausted. And I got ibuprofen, which was not ibuprofen. It was Erewhon's ibuprofen. And it was like $44 for this tiny little container. And I'm like, I feel like I just got robbed here.
Yeah. Well,
did you see Erewhon?
They sell ice cubes, like big, like spherical ice cubes for like $40. Like 12 ice cubes are like $40 or something insane like that. It's wild. I just go for the celebrity sightings.
You know, so what's so funny is my aunt and my uncle, during the pandemic, they redid their kitchen, and anybody who was trying to do anything with their houses or whatever, they know that during the pandemic, it was so hard to get any materials, right? So if you were buying anything, if you were replacing anything, it was taking forever. And they got this refrigerator because my uncle had to have the sphere-shaped ice cubes. Now he's obsessed. And every time somebody comes over, and he's just like my dad, they're twins, legitimately. And they tell the same stories over and over again. He's like, have you guys walked in and seen these sphere ice cubes? Do you remember what was the movie with Amanda Bynes where she goes to London to meet her dad?
What a Girl Wants.
What a Girl Wants. And do you remember where the guy had his daughters Peach and Pear, and he would tell everybody about the chandelier?
Yes.
It's the same thing with the ice cubes.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh gosh, we need more references to like the girly films of the early aughts.
I hear you. You know
What
what's
a
funny is
time.
I got called. Somebody told me yesterday that they heard, and we're going to get into all of the hot topics, but somebody told me yesterday that they heard that I was a misogynist. And I was like, oh, wow. I don't think that sounds really good. Not to sound like a complete moron, but I have to Google misogynist. And I Googled it, and it was like that I think like men rule the world and all of these other things, and that I'm like, women are stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, I have no friends that are guys. Like, I'm only friends with what that's not, I feel like I was born, like I should have been just a woman. Like, I don't even know, like, I'm not even, no, this is not the case. So after I Googled it, Jason's like, you really had to Google misogynist. And I'm like, I just wanted to make sure that I was not, I don't want to identify as a misogynist if I'm not a misogynist. He's like, where did you go to
Definitely.
school? And I was like, I went to 13 different schools. Thank you. And none of them taught me misogynist. So
Yeah,
that's it.
no, that's fair. And that makes me sad because I don't see you as a misogynist. And I feel that that's like a buzzword that people throw out to insult somebody. And I think it's a really mean thing to say. And I don't like it. I don't see how you deserve that in any context.
Hey, thank you. By the way, guys, I see where Toast is having surgery. Thank you, Vicky Harnish and everybody else who brought this in. Yeah, guys, sending Toast all the love, send all of the positive energy and healing vibes. And we cannot wait to see you back. And hopefully, if you're sitting there and you're bored and you just want somebody to talk to, by all means, just shoot me a DM, Toast, and I will be around. Last night, you guys, I ran into, I went out to dinner with Jason and Ryan Bailey. I'm just like kind of catching you guys up, and Ryan's girlfriend. So much fun. It was good to see him. And I just got back from Salt Lake City. So coming back and like being in this, I got to see Monica, and it was just a good time. It was
Oh,
a good time.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you had a productive week. We missed you as an Addams family member. It's nice to have you back on camera. We totally understand when you're traveling. We appreciate the content. But yeah, glad you're back in your routine.
Do we have Amani? But thank you, by the way. And we have Amani on Thursday.
Yes, I will be en route to TwatsCon. I can't believe that's the name of it. I had to explain that one to my mom. That was fun. But Teddy and Tamra are doing a live show at the iHeart Theater in Burbank. And I don't think it's going to be televised. There's this app, I forget what it's called, but you can stream live shows, concerts, live podcast events, and it's available to stream 3 days after the event. The live event is on the 1st of November, which I'm going to. And then it's televised on this app a few days later, which I don't know if it's ever going to be televised or if it's going to be an audio thing. Whereas I'm not the biggest Teddy fan, and especially not a Tamra fan, especially right now. Queens will be in the house, i.e. Cynthia Bailey, Cheekbones herself. We've got Marisol from Miami. We have Heather, Fancy Pants Dubrow. And there was one more, and I was so excited, and I can't believe I'm blanking, but I'll think of it later.
Emily Simpson's not going?
No.
Wow.
I know.
Wait, Eric Zane's not going?
No. Hold on. Who was it? I can look it up real fast.
I have to ask you what kind of person you are, because for me, I noticed this at BravoCon when I was sitting back and I was talking to different housewives and stuff. I was with somebody in New York, and this person got called out 3 times in the same like one day, meeting different housewives, going up to them. They were like calling him out for being a complete just jerk off. And they're like, you don't even like me. Why are you saying hi and asking me for a photo? And I always know, like, if I'm not going to walk up to Teddy and be like, oh my God, Teddy, let's take a photo. She knows that we don't like each other, and that's fine. And it's nothing personal. But like, are you the type of person who's like, I'm not a fan of Teddy. I'm not a fan of Tamra. But then like all of a sudden you like walk up and you're like, hi, I just wanted to, can we take a photo really quick? Or, like, is that you? Or are you just like, no, I'm just going there for like the other girlies?
Okay. And for the record, the other girlie is Dolores. Iconic.
Love Dolores.
We've got Dolo in the house. Amazing. don't care about taking pictures with people. Like,
That's how I am.
I don't care. I don't think, like, when I look at people's social media pages, like, oh, cool, you took a picture with Vicky Gunvalson. I don't care about looking at people's pictures with celebrities. Therefore,
Yeah.
I'm like, why would anybody care to see mine?
I'm always in the moment of just like trying to have fun and enjoy it. And then like I always forget to take the photos.
I feel the same way. I didn't grow up with social media. I didn't even, like, the internet was around when I was in college. So I had a big part of my life without any of that. So I don't look at my phone for hours every day. Like, it just sits in another room. I don't even think about it.
You're an
I'm just kind of
anomaly.
different. I will go up and talk to them. And if they know who I am, I stand by everything I said. That's my opinion, and I'm allowed to have it. I'm not going to go and like bully them or anything or be mean. That's not who I am. I'm not going to go and heckle them. However, I am very excited to talk to them at the meet and greet and talk to the other ladies. And I do have questions.
You know who I want to heckle?
Who?
We're going to get into our first topic of the day because I have to ask you about this.
Okay, let's do it. Some people deserve heckling.
I mean, this person.
Please tell me it's Mike from Shaw's, because are you going to pull up Mike from Shaw's? He deserves to get tied to the back of our cars and dragged through the streets. But I don't condone violence, of course.
Guys, if you haven't seen the TMZ footage, here we go. It's really
Content warning.
Content warning.
Yeah, this is gross.
Look how he grabs Paulina, shoves her on the ground. I told you guys, I have strong opinions about this, especially after I watched my mom heavily go through it with my stepdad. And like, this is crazy. So she goes to get up. And I saw, by the way, Ashley, as this is happening, I saw some of the fans say, well, she was throwing things like she was throwing shirts back at him. Who gives a shit? What is she supposed to do? Right now, she pulled out her phone right here. She pulled out her phone to call 911 or a friend for help. That's what she did. And he's coming over trying to take her phone to limit her access to be able to call anyone is what he's trying to do.
She's in flight or fight mode.
Yeah. And look how big he is. He's a big guy. And this is where people were upset with her. Look, you're throwing shirts in his face.
And this is why victims don't step up. This is why so many victims live with their trauma, because people are awful.
Oh my God.
She's throwing clothes at him. Those are like her shoes. Come on. She's in a crisis situation.
He just slammed her on the ground.
Who's to say she's not concussed?
You just slammed her on the ground. She's literally like 40% of your body weight.
Okay, let's circle back to the word misogyny and how everybody who is mad at Paulina for throwing a shirt and a pair of panties at this man, this excuse of a man, like, their misogyny runs deep. Their hatred of women runs deep.
See, this part too. Oh my God, this makes me, I hate this.
This is horrible.
He covers her face. He grabs her by the, oh my God. And then slams her on the bike, you guys.
It's fucking awful. I'm sorry.
No, you can say that. That's, oh. And then.
I mean, thank God for this video. Because again, people don't believe victims. And when it's her, he said versus she said.
And he came back and he wants the phone again. You can see, like, I feel like I can see that. That's what he wants. He wants the phone. Give me the phone. Give me the fucking phone. Give me the phone. You're not calling anybody. Give me the phone. Shoving her face, holding her by the neck, pulling her hair, grabbing her. And then people were saying, well, look, she's pulling on his neckline. What else is she supposed to do? That's the thing. Is like, what do you want her to do? She can't. She's literally, guys, no, I am not. I am totally 1,000,000% Team Paulina on this.
Oh, 100. And anybody who is defending Mike really needs to take a look inside.
Yeah. And she swung at him. She went like this. But don't worry, guys, because Mike has turned over a new leaf. Even though he was accused of potentially trying to get a weapon to threaten her even more from calling the police. And that was a big ordeal. He's turned over a new leaf, and now he is doing very much so like Louis Ruelas, a warrior-like program where he is teaching all of you men, stand up together and be strong influences for your
Oh,
children. Hear me roar.
oh,
Little
the
dick
toxic
energy.
masculinity. Blech.
Yeah, toxic masculinity. I feel like it's like the equivalent of like, have you seen those videos where it's like, hi, I'm Stacy, and my stepdad tried to kill me, and I brought gushers and the trauma salad,
Oh my gosh.
like I feel like this is like I want to stand in the line for the trauma salad with Paulina and be like, don't worry, bitch, I got you. Like we both, I get it. I've seen it, and like if you want to find a house to figure out how to bury him, I'm right there with you. I'm not going to be there because I don't want to be associated, but like I know a guy who knows a guy, but that cannot be linked back to me.
Right. Well, Thomas Manzo's going to be in jail very soon. So you might not know a guy who knows a guy anymore for very long. Too soon? Is it too soon to make Thomas Manzo jokes?
No, but also you're right. Technology has changed, and like we're all like in some weird fucked up way. And excuse my French, guys, because like Jason says, I need to stop saying fucked up. So I that was the last time I'm going to say fucked up this time. That was the last time that I was going to say it, and I'm not going to say
Don't F it up.
Yeah, don't F it up. But like, like in England, in Europe, a lot of shit is on CCTV, you don't really get away with things because every corner you go, you're caught on TV. I feel like that's the same now. You got ring cams, you got these cams, you got all kinds of cams. Like everybody has a cam. You walk inside my house, there's a cam in Jason's office. There's one pointed at my living room. There's one pointed at my stairs, upstairs, downstairs. Like I have cams just in my house alone. I think I have 5. And on the outside of my house, I have 4. And then like I look at the neighbors and they have more than I do. And that's just on the same street. Then you like go down the street and you see the ones you just don't get away with anything anymore. Like it's not the same. It's not the
Big
same.
Brother is here. This is
Big
very
Brother is here.
Orwellian. Thank goodness we don't have to worry about the thought police like bursting through doors and windows to arrest us for having thoughts. Yes.
Yeah. Well, not yet. You know what's crazy?
What?
And you guys are going to freak out about this. And I'm sorry, I just missed you guys. And like, I have a lot
We missed
to
you.
talk about. Jason told me yesterday that he heard that we were going to be making contacts with aliens in the next 5 years and that they're going to be coming, but they're going to hover over the ocean. They're not going to actually come onto land, but they're going to make their presence known. And that this was like in files released from the government or whatever files, but obviously it's not always like conspiracy. Like people, that's what that is, right? It's always a conspiracy
theory. Typically, that would sound like a conspiracy theory, but however, technology, we can see and do things now that we haven't before. So they're out there. I don't think it's wild to think that there's some sort of other life form within some other universe.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys thought Teddy Mellencamp was an alien, you haven't even met the real ones yet. So there you go. I'm just kidding, Teddy. Relax.
Relax, Teddy. I was going to say love you, but that's not the case.
Okay. All right.
I'm sitting here at a blank. I'm trying to say something nice, but still be authentic.
How did that work out?
She's a lovely mother, and I'm sure a great wife.
Yeah. I think that's true. Okay. Well, we're going to move on to the next topic, you guys, because I think that we all agree that Mike Shouhed is a shithead and a complete
shithead. Is that how you say his last name? Like, is that for sure how you say it?
Shouhed.
Shouhed? Mm-hmm. Okay. I had no idea. Because when you said it, I was listening and I was like, oh, okay. I would never have pronounced it that way. But I also am not familiar with the origin of his name.
Yeah, no. So the only reason I know how to pronounce his name is a lot of people don't know this, but in Beverly Hills, the majority of the people who like live in Beverly Hills and run Beverly Hills, it's the Persian community, which is actually really, I mean, I learned a good amount of Farsi. I learned I was taking it in, especially a guy coming from Tennessee, we didn't have the Persian community where I lived in Tennessee or even in Florida. So when I was there, I was infatuated. I wanted
Right.
more. I wanted to know more. I wanted to learn everything. I was like, no, I am with you and one of you guys. I am Persian also, but I'm not. But I was just it was just a culture that I was absolutely obsessed with. I had a friend, one of my best friends in LA is Persian, and would invite me over for family things. And like, I thought I couldn't even, it was a totally different world from how I grew up. Like my
Absolutely.
family hated each other and fought. In this family, it was like a community that comes together and celebrates, like, just it's the weekend and we love each other and we're taking time off work. And I'm like, wow, okay.
And they eat good. Like, do
Really
you
good.
remember those spreads from Shaws of Sunset? Those meals, those platters they would have, I mean, by far excelling anything we'd see on any of the other shows, in my opinion.
Can I say, and somebody will take this offensively, and by the way, guys, don't, because that's, if you take it offensively, it's not a me problem. This is a somebody else problem, because it's literally not meant this way, and it's meant to just celebrate these different cultures. And I think that we have normalized now not being able to talk about different cultures if you're not from that culture, because if you talk about them, then something can be insensitive. And yes, those things exist. But in what I'm about to say, like, we were invited to the Family Karma premiere, and Jason was out on the dance floor and he knew all of the dances with them, like with the cast and their families. And I always hide, like, I'm like the person who went to prom and I sit by like the bar and like just have my like Diet Coke and, okay, well, you guys go dance, but I was here and I saw it. And just the different cultures and community, I think it's so fun to celebrate and acknowledge, especially when that's not where you came from. And I
Mhm.
didn't come from a close family or a close community or family that celebrated each other and like wanted to spend time with each other. So seeing that, I'm like, God damn it, I was born in the wrong fucking family. That's it. But that's okay.
It made you who you are. And I always say I grew up in the wrong family because I don't have a trust fund.
I
I
was
love
born
my
in the wrong
parents
family
so much.
twice then.
Right.
Twice.
And I'm so fortunate. I have great parents. My father's not with us anymore, but my parents, 5-star. But where's the trust fund? My life would have been so much easier. I would be the best rich person. I would spend so much time volunteering and donating and doing good things for others.
I would literally go and I would go save the giraffes if I was rich.
I
And
love giraffes.
I would kill the poachers, and I would just have like a little dart gun, and then I would put them in a cage with the animals without a weapon. So then the
Ooh.
animals had a chance. So it's like, it's fair. It's one-on-one, because if you're hunting the lions and the elephants and you have a gun, that's not fair. They don't have a gun. So now I want to take away your gun and just stick you in a cage with them and see, okay, let's make this fair. Like, you versus
Mhm.
them, nobody gets a weapon. And like, I would do that for humanity. And
I
like,
think
I
think it's a great idea, and I'd like to even add to that. We should open it up to the public for a spectacle, just like we do the animals.
do you remember Shia LaBeouf? What was that show, that Even Stevens?
Yes, I mean,
Do you
I didn't watch it, but I know what you're talking about.
No, you never, where they
I'm
end up going
44. It
on.
was not appropriate for me to watch Even Stevens, even though I watched What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes.
I'm disappointed in that.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay.
I've got
Tom,
you on
you
some
reach me if you
90s references, though, and some 80s references. Even Stevens, a little, I mean,
Did
it
you
would have
watch
been a little.
Uncle Buck?
Did I watch what?
Uncle Buck?
Oh, I love Uncle Buck.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Wow, we really are two totally different generations. This
No,
is
it's
wild.
true. And it's funny because you and Imani, who will be with you chatting on Thursday about Salt Lake City, you guys are right around the same age group and your references are very on point together.
I love
Like,
that.
she will definitely understand your Even Steven reference.
Amani,
And she'll raise you a Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, God. All right, guys, we're going to play another clip for you. Vicky defends Brandy's tweet and says Caroline enjoyed it, but didn't want it to air.
She could have just gone like, Caroline, like, I hate you, and I remember what you did. What do you think drove her down this avenue today?
Well, I guess we're celebrating 2 years since we were in Morocco, and that made me think about, like, yeah, we never aired. So I think that she's got some explaining to do to her husband if that does air and him seeing that she was not pushing back at all, and the truth will come out if the show airs. If the show never airs, it's he said, she said.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Or she said. Whatever you do is all good with me. But if you like that, then own it. Don't make Brandy feel like she's a freak. That's what
Oh, so you think that
she's trying to just basically say, Caroline, you enjoyed the moment we had together, whatever that was, and you need to own it, because she's not owning it, and she's having Brandy go through hell and back.
so you think that that's why Caroline is doing what she's doing, because she would rather make Brandy look like she's making Brandy look than just admit she was just being some fun and silly and doing whatever, whether she actually enjoys it or was just being silly or not.
Right.
Like she could have just gone like, Caroline, like I hate you and I still don't I remember what you did. What do you think drove her down this avenue today?
Well, I guess we're celebrating 2 years since we were in Morocco. And
Okay. So I want to say 3 things. One, Christian Grey Snow and that accent.
I love it.
It always just reminds me of home in a weird way whenever I listen to him. Also, Nicole Bennett said, did they get paid for that? This is, I think, a good question to ask Ashley too, you guys. I am not the know-all and all be-all. I think that I would imagine, and maybe Ashley has a different idea of this, I think that you get paid an upfront fee for the show, and then you get the second half as the episodes, after they figure out how many episodes it is and how much content they have, and then they also kind of give you the rest of it per episode that they end up airing. I don't know if they got less money because the episodes didn't air, or if they got the same amount of money whether it aired, like regardless of whether it aired or not. What do you think?
I would assume that, I mean, they signed a contract, they had a deal, they went to Morocco, they have to be paid for that time. But it depends on what their contract is. I would assume that people's contracts, I would hope that they have good lawyers saying, hey, you need to make sure that you're getting a percentage of every stream if it's going to be aired on Bravo. These are the things you look for. So while I think they definitely made their full paycheck from the filming, which is entitled to them, if anything, I think maybe their pay on the back end would be reduced. And that really sucks because it's not fair to Vicky or anybody else that was there. I forget the cast, because it's been 2 years now.
I cannot believe it's been 2 years, you guys. That's insane.
Well, to piggyback on what we just heard from Vicky, did you see what Brandy tweeted yesterday?
Oh my God, no.
Oh my gosh. I put it up on Taste of Reality earlier today.
Wait. It's on Taste of Reality right now?
Go to tasteofreality.com.
I have to say that your website looks so good.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We're still like I think I've compared our website facelift to Tamra Judge. It looked worse before it got better. Like it was kind of a mess for the last couple weeks, but like we're in the, wow, it's like starting to fade and this is the goal now.
No.
So this is
I think it looks so great. So this is what you're talking about?
Yep, Brandy began.
It's been almost 2 years now since a lying, short, red-haired, closeted, old lesbian, Jesus Christ, ruined my life. Girl, lean into the rainbow. It's a beautiful space. When you come out, your family will be able to finally speak with their own obvious truths. Caroline isn't the only person in the Bravo sphere on Brandy's hit list. Now, wait, that was like the most recent one though. Everything else.
Yeah, that was the most recent one.
Okay.
And then we just talked trash about the whole Dina Manzo thing of it all, and what a horrible sister she is, and how she continued to not only be a horrible sister, but to celebrate and raise funds for Thomas Manzo, who planned an assault and has been
also
7 years.
with a payoff from the brownstone.
They charged $10,000 a head to get in there, or I think it was per like group or whatever, but $10,000.
Caroline Manzo, you are being looked at as a wildly not trustworthy right now. As of right now, we don't know this for a fact. Potentially closeted per Brandy, lesbian, which we don't know that, who is not a fan of admitting that they taste the rainbow, which also we don't know. And that's not something that you say about people. And I don't even give a shit if you're a lesbian or not a lesbian. Nobody cares about that. What we care is that you wrote a letter on behalf of this dickhead who is now spending years in prison for trying to assault your sister and her new husband. That is the part which also Dolo did too. And I'm going to call that a lapse of judgment for Dolo because she is my fave.
I love Dolo, but maybe that question is on my list for when I see her at the TwatsCon.
She
With
is not going to
respect-
answer that.
Well, she cannot answer it, and I think not answering it says a lot. I don't think it's wrong to ask if with the because when we learn things, we would hope we evolve. People, in comments say sometimes we flip-flop this, that, or the other. When people learn new information, hopefully their opinion changes with that, with new factual information. Now that this man has been charged for 7 years for this crime, I think it's fair to say, hey, Dolo, we didn't know he was guilty before. Now that it's been very clear that he is, and he's been sentenced to 7 years, do you have any different feelings? Would you have handled things differently? I personally don't see anything wrong with that.
To be fair, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, I got this a lot with Jen Shaw after I did my interview, and she ended up going to prison. And I had a lot of people who said, Adam, you want to pull the foot out of your throat and out of your ass because now you look stupid. You defended this woman, and I did a whole hour live saying just my experience and getting to know her and the time that I had to spend with her before we did the interview, kind of seeing her as a mother, not as a con artist and all of the things. I really had to it wasn't like I was groveling, but it was more so like, oh yeah, I had to take accountability for, believing that there might have been in this much of a chance that maybe she was not doing the things she was accused of doing. Cause man, I went to bat and I was like, I fucked up, you guys. I was wrong.
Well, you got played, and that happens.
But I did own it. And I said, this was poor judgment on my behalf. And I saw somebody with their kids, and I saw somebody as a mother. I saw somebody as a wife. And I really leaned into that and not this version. I couldn't look at her in person and think this could be true. And that's still to this day, but I was wrong. And with Dolores, she might have to do that too. You might have to. I mean, it's kind of a part of it. Like, yeah. And that's my favorite, because the minute when you guys are wrong, or if you get caught in something, you try to not share something, or you try to lie to help someone, or you try to whatever it is, or say you get caught cheating on your spouse. I don't know what you're doing. You get caught cheating on a board game, whatever it is. The minute that whatever situation that you're put into, that you can just own it and just be like, I accept responsibility, and man, I fucked up, and I'm just going to own it. And I am so sorry. But not only am I sorry, this is what I'm going to do to make it better. That's when you take the power away from it. Yes, you're going to feel like an asshole and a moron. Right. You're going to, you have to. But that's a part of the thing that you're dealing with. But once you do and you learn how to own your shit, that is when you become like a superhero in some weird fucked up way. Like you're powerful. Like you take your power.
So I went to a book signing of John Waters. He's a writer. He makes movies. He's responsible for the movies Crybaby, Hairspray, Serial Mom. Those are his most famous ones. Huge John Waters fan here. And he did a speaking hour-long session. And because he's known as being the Pope of Trash, and his movies and his books are all really disgusting and foul, and he always gets terrible reviews, and he's known as the Pope of Trash, and it's always been accepted because he beats the people to the punch. He comes out and says, this is going to be the worst movie you've ever seen. It's going to be the most disgusting thing, and it's going to be gross. And people come out and they know what to expect, but he kind of just lays that forward, and nobody can attack him after that. Nobody's going to give him a terrible review saying it's the worst thing they've ever seen, because he already said it. He beat him to it.
No, that's kind of like, so my dad does the same thing. My dad is a heavier guy. I think my dad is 270 pounds, and he's just like, he's a bigger guy, and he's battled with weight his whole life. And it sometimes makes me sad, but when he goes around family and friends, he is the first person to make a joke. He always calls it, he's like, you guys fucked up because you invited the fat man to the party, and but like, he always makes the joke about himself because he is going to beat you to the punch.
Right.
And it's like, behind it, there's some sort of like, I can't, like, you're not like, when you have to make fun of yourself to beat everybody to the punch, like sometimes you wonder, like, I can't feel amazing, but then also like, good for you too, because you're like, I'm going to take the power. You don't get any access or any right to make me feel any kind of way. And here it is. I beat you. Boom.
I think it's a very smart strategy, and I think it's probably very helpful for people's mental health.
Yeah.
Have the control of the narrative. If you have control of the narrative from the start, people are just going to repeat what you said.
I agree with that. All right, guys, we're going to end up moving on over to, well, the Sheena of it all.
Oh, sheesh.
I don't even think I have a photo of Sheesh, do I? Yeah, here she is. Oh, just kidding.
That's not sheesh.
That's not Sheesh.
How shady were people on the internet with that side by side of Tammy Sue with Jessica Lange from the American Horror Story, with her hair all thin and old, and she's like decrepit, and that was
so shady, but I liked it.
I thought it was hilarious, and it's funny because
fun.
that's what she looked like, and she was making it. Yeah, it was just, I thought it was hilarious. That meme was so shady.
By the way, you guys are going to die. I'm going to put the Sheena away for a second. I think, and I have not talked to Dana Wilkie, I think I know who shared the Alibaba story.
Was it a random? Because the person, I've been doing a lot of research. I'm going to name, is it a person on the show or is it an Instagram account not related?
Well, this is total conspiracy. Dana will not tell me.
Oh, okay. Well, Dana hasn't officially been told. I wrote a story yesterday, I think it was, maybe 2 days ago. You're on the cover picture of it. And she said some things.
Is it a good photo?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Like I would put a bad photo of you up.
Well, I don't know. I'm grateful. Like, I mean, I'll take a bad photo. I take a lot of bad photos. I'll take it.
I only put bad photos up of people I don't like Jamie Lynn Spears.
Teddy Mellencamp.
Teddy Mellencamp is so pretty though, and she like doesn't. Really
I know, and it makes me even more mad because I'm like, I can't find a bad photo of the bitch.
It's so annoying. Why are you pretty?
This bitch, and you get like 50 of them. You look for one of Teddy Mellencamp, and it's like she doesn't have one. It's so annoying.
It's so freaking.
You're freaking gorgeous, Teddy, and that's, damn it.
Exactly. Okay. At least she's not nice and gorgeous. Those are the worst. Like, why are you gorgeous and nice and cool and smart? And I'm so jealous of everything about you.
Cynthia Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Cynthia Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's gorgeous and beautiful.
Or genetically blessed. Yeah.
Yeah, cheekbones. But go ahead. So wait, you did I didn't hear anything about this.
I forgot what we were talking about. I started thinking about
Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City. You said you did an article.
Oh, about Dana. She had maybe you want to pull it up. It's on Taste of Reality on our new homepage. She had said a lot of things, and one thing that she said was that she was never told specifically from a housewife that, yeah, that's the one. She was never told by the housewife specifically. She just said she knows who it was. It was from a Finsta account, and she was able to figure it out. But according to Dana, not one person said to her, this is what happened, and it's all just hearsay as per Dana.
Okay, here's the thing. One, I wish when I spoke to Whitney, I wish that with the stock photos coming out the same as the photos from your jewelry line, not changing photos, I wish she would have admitted this right out of the jump, because it would have just put things to bed. But then two, I found out that there was more to it. And Dana did maintain with me that it was not Lisa Barlow. Then I started getting the inkling that I thought Heather Gay, in my opinion, put Tanisha, the girl who went after Monica, up to it because Heather Gay is too smart to have her hands into everything. But also, if she's saying that there's no real definitive proof, then it's just a Finsta. Okay.
Well, it's just a Finsta. And if you guys at home and Adam want to take a look at this later, I thought it was really interesting. A month before Dana ever came out with anything from Alibaba, there's an Instagram account, and I'm pretty sure their name is, actually, I think it's in there, Not Reasonable, Just Shady. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the account. And not reasonable, and it's underscores, not reasonable, not underscore reasonable, underscore but underscore shady. I think that's what it is. They put the Alibaba story out a month ago, tagged Whitney, tagged Bravo, and that's where they think this whole thing came from, is this Instagram account found it and put it out there, tagged Bravo and Whitney, and all of this is snowballed because of just a random person's. Yeah,
Shit.
look at that paragraph right here, because she does say some stuff about you.
Well, no, and I'm reading this and I'm like, and I love Dana, but this is a little annoying to me.
Well, I'm really
Whitney
glad we're
Rose-
bringing this up.
Whitney Rose pressured Adam before he could get a hold of me to tell him what she wanted to hear on the show. Adam rolled with it. Okay. Whitney Rose asked me if I could find out. She didn't pressure me. She asked me, and she was very relentless in asking me. She asked me a lot because they were filming. And what happened was Whitney fucked up, you guys. Whitney filmed a scene accusing Lisa before the information to confirm whether or not it was Lisa could come out, because she was already filming. She didn't have anything else. So she was calling me, texting me relentlessly to find out. Yes, but she wasn't pressuring me like, Adam, I need you to do this right now for me. She did ask me to do a phone call. She asked me twice. The first time she said, would you do it? Production asked me. I said, oh, yeah. I said, fine. I don't care. And then it was a week later where she texted me and she said, hey, I'm in the car. Production wants to know if you can film that phone call now. And I said, yes. So they sent me a release through email. Jason signed the release. He was upstairs. I was downstairs. I said, Jason, sign the release. I don't know how to do DocuSign on my phone. I'm like a 90-year-old woman. No offense to 90-year-old women.
I'm in good company.
I mean, and then I ended up just, doing like the audio, like filming the conversation, which was totally fine. I've given the context for it, but Adam rolled with it. I'm gathering. I don't love that Dana, I'll be honest with you. But I love Dana. So, okay. Like, we all fuck up. Nobody else released the Alibaba gossip except for me. Again, I was under the impression that it was only Dana who released the Alibaba information. Then there was, I believe, and maybe Ashley knows more about this than I do, I believe that there was like some Bravo account that came out and said that she took that information and that they were the ones who originally released it. I don't know, because the only person I ever heard about it from the jump until like 2 weeks ago was Dana. I always thought it came from Dana first. And Dana noted the leaker picked me very intentionally with the information about where Whitney's jewelry is sourced from. This person wanted to call out Whitney Rose's business. This cast member did it in a way that I know who it is. Okay, so then that's hearsay, and you don't actually know who it is because it's not technically confirmable, right?
It's not technically confirmable. And I think this storyline is going to be one of the bigger flops on Bravo, because they just didn't get the full picture. I don't think there really is a full picture. They decided to run with something. I think maybe this is all going to fall on Whitney too. Her blaming Lisa for this is just a really, really bad look. And the more and more I think about it, after what I know about you, because obviously Bravo wants us to think it's Lisa, hence the whole edit of, oh, does she own a liquor company? Okay, we're all thinking Lisa. That's where Bravo wants us to think. Dana said it's not who you think it is, which I think most people think it's Heather because of her history of not being honest. And I have to say, upon reflection, I think Meredith might be behind it. And the reason is, and I'm just going to say it, we saw how upset she got with the bath bomb. Imagine how upset, because Meredith has been doing jewelry. I looked it up, I think since 2009 it was. So she's been in the jewelry business for 10, 15 years now. And I feel, based on her reaction to the bath bomb, that she would want to come after Whitney's business.
You know what's wild is because I love
Meredith.
I love Meredith, but what's going to be really, Jason said I'm not allowed to say fucked up, but what's going to be really fucked up about this, and that's the last time I'm saying fucked up.
Until the next time.
And thank you. It's the simple fact that I had so many conversations, you guys, with Meredith about this specific situation. And Meredith was like, she was really, one, I'm not saying she's lying, and I'm not saying it's not Meredith. I'm not saying it is Meredith. I, at this point, think it's Heather and Tanisha, but I don't know. But if it was Meredith, I'm going to be like, I'm starting a merch line saying I was housewifed.
Mm-hmm.
I was housewifed, because when I spoke with Meredith, Meredith was like, Adam, there is no way that Whitney would be dumb enough to do this and not change the stock photos. And there is no way. And she was just so sweet about it. And then she'd be like, you know, but like, what are your thoughts? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so nice that you asked my thoughts. Well, hold on. These are my thoughts.
Here's the drama.
Here's the drama, and here are my thoughts, you know? And I'm like, I just got off of a thing with my therapist, and I just, are you sure you really want to know, Teddy? And I found out that I'm no, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just spilling it all. And I'm like, these are my thoughts, you know? And if I come to find out, Meredith, you wealthy, beautiful, gorgeous snowflake holder woman, you with your gorgeous children, your model children, your little Gigi Hadids and whatnot, walking around, and your hot husband. If I find out that I was housewived, you at least owe me a boat day. And that's minimum, with a charcuterie board and CBD drinks. I want CBD drink and Prosecco.
And maybe a piece of jewelry from her amazing collection.
And that's fair too. That's fair too.
Oh, and I would like to say to Whitney and Meredith, if you'd like to send jewelry, I would love to go ahead and tell you if I love it or not. Whitney, I will wear your rings, and I will be honest. I want you to send me some jewelry, and I would love to report back on how great of quality it is.
But what if it's not?
Well, then I'm going to have to be brutally honest, because I don't lie.
That's really good to know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Don't ask me your opinion if you don't want to hear it, because I'm gonna say it, and I can be nice, but at this point in my life, I'm not sugarcoating things anymore.
You know what? I don't think that you should have to. I really don't.
I don't want to tiptoe around people's feelings. I'm an empathetic person who leads with kindness. I'm not coddling anybody, though.
No, I feel like that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well. There was another real quick story that came out. Let me see if I can find it right. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find it, guys. If I can't find it, I'm just going to play it for you. Honestly, I have learned how to squash the beef this past week, you guys. I know a lot of people have asked me over the last 2.5 years about Zach Peter. You guys know that I don't talk about Zach on the show. I did one video and what I thought would be defense of myself. And there was a lot of drama over the week. And I finally picked up the phone after 2.5 years and I said, can we have a conversation? That was really good.
I'm
was
so happy for you.
yeah. Yeah, it was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I want to be like, you're sorry, I'm sorry, you're sorry, I'm sorry. You're like, they're private conversations. We had private conversations. Then I found out I was a misogynist, which was right. But that wasn't from Zach, to be fair. I was like, no, fuck no, you're not. Oh, shit.
I love that you
Melon.
said the SH word in lieu or as a result of the F word.
No, but that's
Fiddlesticks.
fiddlesticks. I'm
Fondue.
getting in so much trouble after this, you guys. But then after that, there was another creator who wanted to hash out something. And I'm like, my God, this is exhausting. And then from there, I saw this Kim D post. Now, you guys, if you remember correctly, Kim D totally tried roasting me. And then I messaged her and I said, I helped you. I was nice to you. You asked me about the podcast. You asked me about things and you asked me questions. I was very forthcoming with anything that you needed. And I was always like, hey, I'm here if you ever have a question. My God, reach out. Then you went on and you wanted a soundbite and you kind of made me look like an asshole. And that's okay. But now I'm like, an elephant never forgets.
Mm-hmm.
And this bitch has packed on at least an additional 15 pounds. So I am the elephant that has never forgotten. I am her. She is me. I'm that. And now I'm looking at her, Kim. No LA spam risk number. I'm not answering you. And Kim is saying, we have drama in the Real Housewives of New Jersey and it's not good. Well, why isn't it good? And she's claiming that the future is not looking good and that she says Bravo has a plan B. She also addressed her own potential return. Did you see any of this?
Oh, come on. Danielle Staub did this a couple months ago. They keep on putting themselves in these conversations. They're so thirsty. This is desperate, and we see right through
Nobody
you.
wants Kim D. Nobody wants Danielle Staub. Danielle Staub, you are literally like Danielle Staub is like a cockroach.
She really is.
She really is. I just stayed at a Holiday Inn, okay? And there was a cockroach in my shower. And I named it Danielle Staub. I did. I was like, come here, you little asshole, Danielle Staub. And then I was like, no, it's Kim D. Posh. And I was just chasing it around. I was like, I'm going to get you. And I'm like, trying to catch the cockroach. And this is actually a true story. I didn't name it, but there was at my Holiday Inn a cockroach, and I called the front desk to come get it because I couldn't catch it. Anyways,
That's disgusting.
I know I'm a trash box, and I picked a shitty hotel.
No, stop.
And I'm not allowed to say the word shitty either. So fuck. Okay. So now getting back to it with Kim D. Kim D is saying that there is a plan B in place and that it's not looking good. What I'm telling you guys is somebody just give this thirsty woman a microphone because she just wants to be heard. The woman just wants to be heard. She wants to talk about playing with the big boys. I play with the big boys. Grew up with the mafia. And let me tell you, I've been around. And I know Teresa. And I know these ladies. And I know some shit.
Ugh.
And it's like, but you don't. You don't. You know the hearsay. You make me just want to like, if I wasn't embarrassed to just sit there and throw my neck into my chin into my neck and give you guys a little bit of double chin action with like the weird face, I would totally do it right now. I just don't want anybody to screenshot it. That's my face. It's the reaction of the, you know, like that's what I want to give you right now. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I'm not allowed to even say that word. Now you're pulling it out of me. There's so many things.
It's their fault.
I'm going to be put in timeout after this because I'm supposed to be like better, you know?
Right. Sorry. My husband came upstairs. He's got a bad back and not wearing a shirt. So just 1 second.
Oh my God. No, that's okay.
He is in pain. Oh my God. Yeah. I am so over these people with Jersey. And I feel the same thing with Sheena. They're so thirsty and hungry for these jobs back. They're so scared. They're literally petrified of what they're going to they're not going to have these paychecks and they have no idea how they're going to function without them. Like Sheena's recent interview about saying, oh, we have one more season left. I've honestly felt so bad for her in that moment. She really needs that paycheck. I hope these people are saving money and putting a lot of their earnings to the side because you never know what's going to happen with these shows. And these Jersey women are desperate too.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And we probably said this before. And I
Uh-huh.
feel like right now I look like this in the middle. What? Sheena, Lala, the $3 million homes. I get podcasts are good. I understand. Like, how do you sustain any
Who
of
told
this?
you this was a good idea? Who are your financial planners? Like, who's your accountant? Who's telling you this is a good idea?
But I'll say this really quick. As somebody who does YouTube, right? Like you guys, I don't have a PhD. I do YouTube. I talk about Bravo. Jason and I, this is not our only business. This is like, honestly, this was something that was a hobby that turned into a business. And I love it because this is my favorite thing to do in my day. But we do have businesses and we do have real estate and stuff like that. And while we were doing this, and I'm gonna get in trouble for this too. I'm literally like, Jason's gonna punch me in the
I'm
face.
gonna write like a demerits. Like I'm gonna start a tally chart of how many demerits you are, so we can figure out an adequate punishment.
I'm just going to hell.
See you there, bestie. Save me a seat.
Not me and the slutty pumpkin, both just like entering the gates of hell.
The Grim Reaper and the Slutty Pumpkin are taken over.
So what I was gonna say is, like, I talked to Jason about this, you guys, while doing podcasting and doing, YouTube and TikToks and like different ways that you can monetize with social media. It's not our primary business, but it definitely like, like if you add a couple extra revenue streams, then yeah, you can make more money 100%.
Mhm.
But then my idea of it was to continue investing in real estate because that's what we were doing before for businesses and like Airbnbs and stuff while you can, because essentially you're just buying something that you can rent out and it pays for itself.
Mhm.
What I don't understand, because I couldn't afford, like, I can't afford $1 million house. I can't afford a $2 million house. I can't afford a $3 million house, let alone a $3 million house and a $1.5 million house in Palm Springs. That's a lot of fucking money. The rule of thumb is without taxes, God damn it, Ashley, you made me say a bad word again. The rule of thumb with like before tax, like whatever, when you buy a house is normally it's about $1,000 on your mortgage per $100,000 for the house. So if you guys buy a $500,000 house, you put 200,000 down and you owe $300,000 in a mortgage, you can think of your mortgage being roughly around $3,000 a month. Like that's just like with the taxes, the insurances, everything. It's kind of right there in that ballpark. It's a lot of money. And it's expensive. And for Jason and I, any real estate that we've invested in, whatever we've done, are places that are already operable Airbnbs and things that take care of themselves because we could not afford to do that. And we understand this is YouTube. It's not a PhD. You know what I mean? Like it can be taken away from us in 2 seconds and Bravo can go away in 2 minutes. And this is what leads me back to the Sheena Lala conversation. This can be taken away from you so quick. When it does, what do you actually do? Like, what do you do?
Right. Well, that's the thing. Ariana has a million things that she can be doing. Most of the people on the show have podcasts that, like you with YouTube, me with blogging, these podcasts can go away at any time. And while they are very profitable, these people need to be saving their money because if the show goes away, the podcast is going to eventually go away because there's lost interest. We're not super interested in these people outside of the show, with the exception of the Stassies out there. She's maintained an audience all these years. She's still the most famous person from the show, and she's not even been on the show for so long, with the exception of maybe Ariana. Exactly. So yeah, I hope everybody's being smart. And if they do get another season, put your money away, invest it in stocks, wherever it goes. And like you said, real estate is a great investment, but they need to be actively renting out one of those homes at all times. And that's a full-time job, making sure it's always ready, or you have to hire a manager.
this is the difference though with Sheena and Lala. Maybe it'll change if the show is taken away, but they don't rent out any of their homes. Their homes are their homes for, so the $1.5 million home in Palm Springs and the $3.2 million home in LA, those homes stay empty if the other one is taken. You know what I mean? Like they bounce back and forth. That's just what they do. They go home to home. They don't offset the expenses of the houses, which to me is like just wild.
That's heavy money.
It's a lot of money, you know,
Right.
and I had a conversation, I think it was with Sheena, but I had a conversation about this and we talked about real estate and I'm like, no, that's not my mortgage in the house that I live in is literally probably less than most people's rent in Los Angeles and definitely less than the rent that we paid in Los Angeles. And then anything else that we might have in a portfolio that is rented out. There's no way that we could own it and just have it exist and not have somebody like offsetting the cost and renting it. We couldn't do that. If we couldn't afford to do it. One, if we tried to, it would just be a stupid decision. And I wish we could. We can't. But I don't think they can either. Eventually, I think it has to come to an end.
I would hate for them to have to sell a house. At least the market, hopefully they would make something back. But I'm sorry, you want to have two houses, but that just might not be the. Does Sheena have your location? That's so funny. That just might not be the case. Well, you know, she apparently has everybody's location. So
well,
you're a young person.
Jason actually had to reset my phone last Tuesday, and he went through and find my iPhone and saw who I shared my location with 12 different people, and Sheena was one of them. And he said, "Why do you share your location with Sheena?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know, actually." And then he's like, "Delete." So he just deleted it a week ago.
So is this normal for people your age? I don't understand this. The sharing location thing. I had like an aha moment when I went to LA with Imani a few months ago. She's a single woman. It makes total sense to share your location because we don't need you to be abducted.
Yeah.
Good to know where you are. But sharing locations just for shits and giggles so you know where your friends and like that's weird. Taylor Swift has a song where she's like, you shared your location. And I'm like, do people do this? Is this like a thing? I thought it was a Sheena thing. But then when I heard Taylor Swift sing about it, I was like, wow, maybe this is a thing.
I mean, I'm trying to look and see like who are the people. Oh my God, he really narrowed it down. No, it's Jason, my best friend, my stepmother, and my mother. Oh, he literally like cut everybody. Guys, he deleted everyone. No, for me, it's just sometimes like this is going to sound very profound and prolific, you guys, but for me, I've been lost my whole life and only hoping to one day be found. And I've been trying to find myself this whole time. And I thought by sharing my location, if I couldn't find myself, maybe one of you could find me for me. And that's where I stand.
Maybe not all wanderers are lost, though. Maybe you're just wandering, and that's the goal, is the exploration, not the destination.
That's some deep shit. And you and I need to do like one of those seminars.
I thought you were going to say you and I need to do mushrooms.
Oh, no. Mushrooms. Somebody offered me chocolate mushrooms the other day. I was like, no, thank you. Last time I did mushrooms, I was seeing like, it was like, and it was legal, by the way, you guys, but I accidentally cut my arm and I scratched it and it looked like a blood fountain was coming out. And then I went into the shower and I tried washing it off and I leaned up against the shower like this and I leaned and I looked over and I had a wing and I was like, and I like shook the wing off. And then my best friend, who unfortunately she passed away now at this point, but I love her. That's okay. Thank you. But she was having the worst trip from the shrooms and she was laying underneath the door and she's like, Adam, little buddy, please let me in. And I was like, oh, hell no. Like for some reason, I thought it was like the little green monster or something was coming. Like I did not see her as my best friend at that time. I was like, get the hell away from my door, get away. And no shrooms. No
shrooms for Adam. Note taken.
Yes. That's prophetic, Ashley.
Wow, thanks.
We love that. All right, guys, we're on an hour and 10 minutes. I think that this has been a lot of fun. Honestly, I've had so much fun, and I know that we digressed a little bit, and I know Ashley said a lot of F-bombs, and I'm sorry for that.
I'll own mine too. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Sometimes they're necessary, but I feel that I use it more than I need to, and therefore it takes less. It makes less of an impact if you use it too much.
Sometimes being a slutty pumpkin just makes you want to drop an F-bomb. And
Yes.
that's it.
This slutty pumpkin loves an F-bomb, and I'm just going to go and do slutty pumpkin stuff for the rest of the day.
Yeah. She's just going to go out and pass out her stem.
I
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means either, but I am a married woman, and I don't think my husband would like that very much.
Yeah, and her husband was just naked in the house.
Yeah, his poor back. Well, and it sucks because we were gonna do a little Burbank trip because my husband's from Burbank for the TwatsCon. But if his back's bugging, we're gonna have to have a change of plans.
A change of plans. Care Bear said Ashley looks hot.
Oh,
Hey.
slutty pumpkin in the house. I love being a slutty inanimate object.
We love that for you. If they don't know, will you let them know, Ashley? Will you let them know about the new site and where we can find you?
Yes, this is tasteofreality.com. Like the Housewives, we got a facelift. So thank you for your patience. There are still some glitches. We are working through it all. It just takes a little bit of time. So thank you. The news pops up on top. If you are part of our discussion crew, we are obsessed with you. Adam, if you click on the top bar where it says live discussions.
Let me see really quick. Live discussion.
That way they don't get mixed in.
Whoa! All organized and whatnot?
Yeah, we've organized, we've cleaned, we've made it nice.
We made it nice.
We cleaned, we made it nice. You can tell a lot about ratings, I've noticed, by the discussions in the groups. Potomac is not hitting. I don't think people are watching Potomac. The taste buds are not into Potomac, whereas they're loving Salt Lake. This one didn't populate. We were under construction, but the kids love Orange County. The kids love Salt Lake City. Our friends, the taste buds, are not into Potomac this year. I think it's Karen. Karen has just been so awful. It's really off-putting.
God damn Karen. Well, shit.
Well, shit. But then, of course, there's the Instagram. That took me forever to think of.
Oh, yeah.
Taste_of_reality. That's where my queen Imani, who you guys will meet on Thursday, she does majority of the social media because I barely can turn the thing on. So thank you, Imani, for not being a grandma. Much appreciated. And yeah, that's where you can generally chat with us and find the latest and all the good stuff.
So if you guys want to, then definitely, it's not even if you want to. Guys, you're in the room. It is free. Go subscribe. If you want your Bravo information, go to tasteofreality.com in all places on social media, tasteof_reality, and we will put it in the description of this video. And by the way, guys, thank you so much for being patient with me, being in Salt Lake City without my camera, being in the Berkshires without my camera. I'm a trash box, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my shit together.
We're raccoons. It's okay.
We're raccoons, and it's okay. But it's not anymore because Jason said I'm never allowed to do it again. So now I'm going to be better about it. Care Bears, thank you. You're both on fire. We appreciate that. Guys, I hope you have a beautiful start to your week. Happy Monday. We have so many things to talk about this week. Salt Lake City, New York, hot, messy topics, all the things. And then we have a launch coming up in 2 weeks where Jason and I are going to get to share our new company with you guys. And I'm so excited. We're going to be doing a lot of fun giveaways. We are partnering with roseforever.com and so many amazing other companies for the launch of our own company. So we just want to encourage everybody to, I mean, I don't know. It's like our friends that own the companies. So if we're launching a company, we're like, why not just share their companies? And if they're giving giveaways to you guys who have always supported us, then it just seems like a win all the way around. And it's right before the holiday season. Who doesn't want free shit?
I
Stop
love that
saying
this
shit,
energy.
Ashley.
This energy is so opposite of GNA versus Karen's events. I love that you guys are marrying it and supporting each other. This is the
Oh my
energy.
God. I'm like, if anybody else has a company that wants to offer giveaways and do all of the things and you want to promote for the launch of our company where we're just sharing all of the companies, you guys are more than welcome to DM me, because I didn't even think that we were going to be doing that. I actually had the companies reach out and they're like, we want to do giveaways for the launch of your company. And I said, oh, that's really, really sweet. So I'm not a marketing guru. I'm not like, it's not my wheelhouse, but I love watching and learning from everybody. I would have never thought of that. But if you guys do have something and you want to be a part of it, then by all means, please. It's so easy to get in contact with me. Just DM me. If it doesn't go into primary, it goes into general. If it doesn't go into general, it goes into requests, and I read them all. So I love you guys, and happy Monday. Bye, guys.
Bye.